It's time for the practice. Sitting comfortably in upright position, minimizing the distractions. And spend some time with your primary object that you are working with, whether it's the breath or the abdomen, just to relax and settle down your mind. And checking yourself. Aware of the breath, rising, falling, and try to keep with it. Ability to be mindful as it comes in, out goes. Rising, falling. And remember to reflect on the impermanence of things that you observe. Nothing is permanent. The breath is not permanent. Rising, falling is not permanent. Our perception is not permanent. Even our thoughts are not permanent, constantly changing. And our thinking and our perception changes so quickly. You may have found or experienced sometimes you were engaging in a good conversation and having lots of fun, and out of a sudden, if something went wrong, and offended or dislike and disappointments, then whole environment changes, whole structure changes. Sometimes one can become an enemy for a whole life. Another time got angry and harboring that anger for many days or a year. And that's simply a fleeting moment of a changing our feelings and emotions. There are so many families broke, divorces, separations. Many of them on the basis of this flickering moment of disappointment, distrust, or not liking, unable to come to the terms like that. So it's always changing, and even our emotions, even our feelings, moods are constantly changing based on how we perceive the environment, the situation. When rain falls heavily, many would not be happy, but the farmers would be happy. Back in Asia, like in India or in Nepal or in Thailand or in Myanmar, a Southeast Asian country, or in Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and these countries, They will wait for the rain, particularly the farmers. And there are so many farmers rely on the rain, so they will enjoy. But similarly, in those countries, the city people would not like it. Same with the darkness. Some people have to take the pills to deal with this darkness, or even this new form of electrical lights to keep the mood stable. So outside influences our moods if we are not mindful, if we are not tamed our mind. So practice of a meditation is to understand this relative relationship with the external world and how that is affecting to us. As soon as these external things comes to contact, we are able to recognize that and let it be. Not letting the external environment or a situation or the stories influencing your inner state of the mind and emotions. Ability to maintain still, like a rock on top of the mountains, which is not shaken by the wind or the rain. And that's sort of the mind that we have to develop the mindfulness is into. And the patience and forbearance is the key. So practicing diligently with a full effort to be mindful of the primary object, settle down and opening up your senses to welcome all those distractions. And dealing with them with a kindness and compassion rather than resistance and a hate. As we treat the distraction correctly, it gives a lot of strength, a lot of support. So with this in mind, continue practicing until you hear the gong. Be mindful of the breath rising, falling, or the thought process, and ability to be mindful of the impermanence of the things that we come across, whether it's our emotion, whether it's our feelings, whether it's the thoughts of the past or the future. And all we can do simply because there is change, always something changing to replace another. And every word that I say is replacing by new words. Every thought that I am thinking is replacing by new thoughts. And every feelings that I am feeling is replaced by another new thought, new feelings, so and so. There's always something new taking place. An old one is just disappears from the scene. So with this in mind, continue practicing until you hear the gong.